Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because obviously we all know that the outcome's only going to be one thing when you play a team like San Marino. But I don't agree that taking that opportunity away from them is the way to improve them. Because ultimately they are a country. They're not anything different to England in terms of geographical sort of thing. We're both countries. We're both got a right to try and qualify. You're never going to have a completely level playing field in qualification because you know countries aren't as big as other ones. They don't have a bigger pool to choose from. San Marino have got, I think they've got 30,000 people in the entire country. And so obviously they're going to have much less resources. But I think they always say San Marino, they prefer playing the bigger teams, not just because of the money and the financial side of it, because that makes them better as players. So when you are, I mean, it's hard to sort of understand why getting absolutely killed for 90 minutes every year is better than struggling against a Liechtenstein or an Andorra or someone like that. But you know, it's like anything in life. When if you're practicing and you're practicing against somebody crap, the person who's better doesn't learn much from it, but the person who's worse or the team that's worse learns more from it, and they make improvements. So you see it like if Roger Federer practiced with me, Roger Federer would get nothing from it, but I would see how good Roger Federer is. It's something that is applicable to many sports. And even though like I might not win a point, I would learn a lot from that game because I would see how good Roger Federer is, and San Marino would see how good players are last night, and they will see the level they need to get to if they were ever gonna qualify for a tournament, because England are at that level. And I think it's a bit big time for clubs, for countries to say, oh well, they shouldn't be in this, because really I don't think they've got much of a point, even though San Marino have never won a competitive game, and I think they've only scored 12 goals in their entire history, and 8 of them came from one man who's now retired, called Andy Silva. But yeah, I don't see any issue with it. When I'm looking through the international results, I like to see what San Marino did. I like to see how much they lost by, and if they managed to score a goal, and if they managed to have a shot on target, because it's just funny. It's an underdog type of thing, and I like just seeing them have a go, because that's what football's about sometimes. And it's similar to Marine in the FA Cup. You knew you were going to get battered by Spurs, but you wanted to see how good or how bad they were at that time. And then they went and hit the bar after about 10 minutes or something like that, and you thought, oh Jesus, this they're not actually that bad. And it could happen with San Marino. They could win a game in future. They scored against 8 seconds in England years ago in '93, and it was probably the greatest moment in their history. And you can imagine if you were a San Marino native, if you were from San Marino, then that moment lives in their history for 50, 60 years, 100 years maybe. They'll be looking back on that in generations to come and saying, we scored against England in 8 seconds. The guy still does interviews every time England get played. Like, he's dined out on that for 30 years. He's about 50-year-old now, but still, it's there's more to football, I think, about just routinely qualifying for tournaments. And I think San Marino is one of those stories.